Menemen is a Turkish-styled scrambled egg. It doesn't look that pretty, but boy, does it taste delicious. And we started off just like we would do a shakshuka. So in a pan, I'll add a tablespoon of olive oil along with some butter. I love the addition of the butter because it makes this quite creamy. So we'll add 1 knob of butter and just allow that to melt together. While that's happening, I'll add half a red onion, 1 green capsicum, and we'll just let that cook off and start to soften. All right, a pinch of salt and some pepper. And while they're cooking away, I'm just going to prepare 2 cloves of garlic. So we'll just crush them. So I'm just going to chop this garlic quite fine, and that's looking good. Pop that in now, and we'll just give that a stir and cook that down for a few minutes. Don't get too much colour on it because we're going to lose the sweetness of that capsicum. So I'm quite happy with that. We can add our tomatoes, use some good quality Australian tomatoes. I'm using crushed tomatoes for this, so we get this nice and saucy. 400 grams. And stir that through. And to really accentuate the sweetness of the tomatoes, I'll add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. And I did season the onions, but I do like to also add another pinch of salt at this stage for the tomatoes. Now let that bubble away and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, then we're going to add the eggs. Okay, this sauce is looking rich and thick, so I'm going to add a little more butter now because tomato and butter love each other. So we'll just pop about 5 grams and just allow that to melt in. While that's happening, I'll crack my eggs into a bowl. So usually when you're making scrambled eggs, you would scramble them in the bowl first, but traditionally this is done with whole eggs and you want to marble it in the dish. So I'm just going to crack them first and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'll need 4 eggs for this. Nice fresh eggs. Great. And I'm going to turn this on a really low heat because there's nothing worse than overcooked scrambled eggs. And now we're going to pour our eggs into our tomato sauce, giving them a bit of space. And with the back of the spoon, we're just going to break the eggs and give it a bit of a marble effect. We don't want to disturb it too much now because we do want to see that distinct difference between the egg whites and the egg yolks. I need to season the eggs, so just a pinch of salt on the eggs. Some olives, these are just Kalamata olives. Just going to scatter them around the dish. And I don't want these eggs to overcook, so I'm going to turn the heat off and just allow them to cook with the residual heat in the pan. So a few more of these olives. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to take that completely off the heat now and garnish it with some feta. So just a small amount. We'll sprinkle that over the top. And for a pop of colour, not that it needs it because it is already quite colourful, some dill and mint. Just grab a few sprigs of each and just drop them over the top, sprinkle them around. One last thing, with a delicious dish like this, you have to serve it with some char-grilled sourdough. Now, it's probably not kosher to have this straight out of the pan, but when in Rome, or Turkey if you like, go for it. That is a great scrambled egg dish.